I canceled our beach trip because of a nightmare. 3 hours later, that exact beach was hit by a freak tsunami that killed 7 people. Last summer, I planned a perfect day trip to Crescent Bay with my 2 daughters, ages 8 and 10. We'd been looking forward to it for weeks, minus the weather forecast was ideal. I'd packed all their favorite snacks and we were set to leave at 9 a.m. sharp to beat the crowds. At 6:30 that morning, I jolted awake from the most vivid nightmare I'd ever experienced. In the dream, I was standing on Crescent Bay Beach with my girls when the water suddenly receded far out into the ocean. People around us were pointing and taking photos of the strange phenomenon. Then I watched in horror as a massive wall of water rushed toward the shore. In the dream, I couldn't find my younger daughter as the water hit. I woke up gasping, my heart pounding so hard I could feel it in my throat. The dream felt different from any nightmare I'd ever had. Mine's more like a memory than a dream, with crystal clear details I could still recall perfectly. The exact shade of the sky, the feeling of the sand, even the red bucket my daughter was holding. My husband found me sitting at the kitchen table at 7 a.m., still shaken. We can't go to the beach today, I told him. He tried to reason with me, minus the girls who'd be devastated. The weather was perfect. We've been planning this for weeks, but I couldn't shake the feeling of dread. I know it sounds crazy, I said, but I've never had a dream that felt so real. Please trust me. To his credit, my husband didn't argue further. We told the girls we'd go to the indoor water park instead. They were disappointed but quickly got excited about the alternative. We left the house around 11 a.m., heading inland rather than toward the coast while eating lunch at the water park. My phone started buzzing with news alerts. At 12:17 p.m., a 6.2 magnitude underwater earthquake had triggered a localized tsunami at Crescent Bay. The wave wasn't massive by tsunami standards, minus about 4 feet high minus, but it had come without the usual warning signs, catching beachgoers completely by surprise. 7 people died, including 3 children. Dozens more were injured. The tsunami had hit at exactly the spot where we would have been setting up our beach umbrella. When the news showed footage of the water receding before the wave hit, it was identical to what I'd seen in my dream. Minus right down to confused tourists taking photos of the phenomenon, not realizing it was a warning sign. I've never been a particularly spiritual person. I don't read horoscopes or claim to have psychic abilities, but that dream saved our lives and I have no rational explanation for it. My husband doesn't try to explain it either. He just says, sometimes the universe sends a message. I'm just glad you were listening. The strangest part, my younger daughter later told me she'd had a bad dream that same night, minus, about losing her red beach bucket in a big wave, the same red bucket from my dream, the one we'd bought just the day before that she'd never taken to the beach yet. I still take my girls to beaches sometimes, but I never ignore my dreams anymore. And whenever we go, I find myself constantly counting heads, watching the waterline, and planning escape routes, minus just in case the universe decides to send another message. Some things simply defy explanation. Sometimes a dream is just a dream, and sometimes it's the difference between life and death.